Hey guys, so I'm here to review with you how to name the three types of compounds. So covalent compounds, ionic compounds, and acids. So this first part, I'm going to do acids with you. So when you're looking at the formulas, you're looking for anything that starts with a hydrogen. So I'm going to highlight these. I highly recommend that you um, actually could possibly highlight like on your quiz, or at least write down, these are the acids so that you don't forget. So I'm going to move to a different set of problems over here. And again, I'm looking for acids. So anything that starts with a hydrogen. So once I have done that, then I'm going to use my orange sheet to help me figure out how to name it. So this acid here has oxygen. So when I use my orange sheet, I'm using this part of it. And this is where I don't use the prefix hydro. So I do not use hydro here. So what I'm looking for is the name of the polyatomic ion. So in this case, it's NO3. So then I go to my pink polyatomic ion chart and I find NO3 and I see that it's called nitrate. And then I look here and it says 8, then it becomes ic acid. So instead of nitrate, we're going to just cut off the 8 and put ic acid. And again, like I said, no hydro. The next acid does not have oxygen. So now we're going to use this rule. So I am going to use hydro. And then I'm going to plug in to that. So this is going to be hydro. And then we're going to take just the beginning part, chlor, from the chlorine from the periodic table. Let me show you a couple more. So here's another that has oxygen. So I'm going to look for this part on my poly chart. So ClO is right here. So hypochlorite, that's the name of that ion. So now I'm going to go to my rules on my orange sheet, and it says if it ends in ite, then it becomes us acid. So this is going to become hypochlor. So I take out the ite and I put us. Hypochlorous acid. Here's another one. ClO4 is right here. And that's called perchlorate. So again, it has oxygen. I go here. It ends in 8. So I'm just going to take off the 8 of the name of the ion and add ic acid. So it's going to become perchloric acid. So let's go the other direction with acids. So what happens when I know the name of it now and I want to write the formula? So first thing, again, it seems kind of silly, but let's highlight all the acids so that we can kind of get them out of the way. So when I'm doing that, now I'm going to think, okay, now I have to go backwards. So this is hydro, and then iodic acid. Has hydro, so no oxygen. It's an acid, so we know it has hydrogen, always, first. Iodic sounds kind of like iodine, or iodide, the ion. So this is my thinking bubble. I don't have to show this, but if you're struggling, you're for sure going to need to think this through, that the charges are equal. So the formula is just going to be HI. Here's another one with hydro. Spelled wrong, but so again, we know it's an acid. It's going to start with hydrogen. And then it doesn't have oxygen, so it's just sulfur that I'm looking for. The sulfide ion is -2. So now I'm going to want to balance charge, make sure that it adds up to 0, and I'm going to bring that 2 down. So it's going to be H2S. Over here, again, I know I'm going to start with hydrogen. This one doesn't have hydro. It ends in us, so I got to go over here and think, okay, well, us came from ite. So sulfite, that's what we're going to go look for on our pink poly table. So sulfite, there it is. So SO3 with a -2. Now I want to balance charge, make sure everything adds up to 0. I can use crisscross, or I can just think it through. So I'm going to need 2 hydrogens for every 1 SO3. Let's do this one. Carbonic. And we go back to our orange sheet. Ic came from 8. So I'm going to look for carbonate. So I go to my table and I find it, and then I have to remember it's an acid. Even though it doesn't say hydro, it has hydrogen in it. And I'm going to put it with the carbonate. And again, I don't have to show this, but if you're struggling with formulas, you should. You have to at least think it through that you would need to have 2 hydrogens for every 1 carbonate.